You always did love the view from up here. What's with the luck? Surprised to see me? It's been a while, Your Majesty. Hey, stop shouting, please. You're gonna make the people worry enough as it is. Hey, Your Majesty, please, calm down. Uh, this isn't an illusion, or anything of the sort. Then, what can I do to prove if that this isn't an enchantment? What the? Are you serious right now? Something only I would know. Um, you really like pastries, especially macaroons, and you tend to telegraph your movements way too much when in a sword fight is you not good enough. Only something I would know. Are you serious? Fine. But remember, you asked for this. Back in our younger years, right as the Seven Nations Ball was about to start, you got so nervous at the thought of dancing with your date that you. Is that good enough for you? I mean, you didn't have it coming, Your Majesty. Well, you are this country's leader, yes? Fair point, but even so, you still are one of the people who holds the most authority, given the situation. And as such, I think it's only right that I address you properly after all. If I were to be so casual and converse with you without any honorifics, then that may be true, but most people might not be able to see that way. Yes, we may have known each other ever since we were young, but still. As you wish. Then, just this once, I suppose. Why am I here? Isn't it obvious? I am a knight of the kingdom. It is my sworn duty to protect and guide those who are in need. But since you don't seem to be in the mood to be treated as royalty, I guess it would be more appropriate to say that I am here as a friend. And you, my friend, seem very troubled with things as of late. Oh, it's just a hunch. And, well, that, and the fact that when you're mad, you always have this bad habit of messing with your nails a whole lot. And from the looks of it, must be that bad, huh? So, you, care to share any of your troubles with me? Only if you want to, of course. Really now. And who's to say it won't help? Well, I'd like to think that it wouldn't hurt to try, so why not give it a shot? Who knows? Maybe you'll find yourself feeling better after venting your frustrations to me. Especially since they've been bottled up for so long. uh, ever since we were so. Ever since we were young, you always found it so difficult to share your thoughts on things. Don't know how to do what exactly? Really now? No, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just. I never thought I'd see you second guess yourself. I mean, I don't blame you, because who wouldn't be pressured by all this? But I guess it's not surprising. You are human after all. And to be honest, it'd actually be pretty concerning if you were confident in your leadership. No, that wasn't me questioning your ability to lead. It's just that. Well, I mean, not too long ago, you were the leader of the greatest band of mercenaries this land has ever seen. And if you ask me, leading a bunch of misfits is very different from governing and ruling over a kingdom's worth of people, don't you think? Loosen up, will you? It wouldn't kill you to be at least lenient on yourself every once in a while. If you ask me, you'd be doing yourself a great favor. It's because you work too hard. Ever since we were still nobody's band, you never stopped thinking, working, and finding ways to succeed and put our names out there. Do you remember when we were young and you told me the first idea of when you wanted to make a mercenary band? What you said to me. You wanted to not only rid the world of evils, but to be the light that shines without shadow. I mean, it didn't make sense at the time, but looking at it now, I think I get it. Well, of course you didn't know what it meant. We were just children with ambitions and a desire for the simple things in life. Granted, never would we have thought that we would find ourselves in this situation, but in any case, who would have thought that two kids would be able to form one of the most well-known mercenary bands to ever come across this land, while also ending up changing history too? Well, if that were true, then we would have perished long ago. You and I both know that I never had what it took to be a proper leader. Or, at least not to be as great as you. I mean, sure, all our comrades preferred me over you since you were always so uptight and stoic, but we all knew you cared for each and every one of us. Despite playing the part, you never took a risk that was too great, even when it meant that a higher chance of victory. You'd always reevaluate and try to find another way. And I guess it was that compassion that, alongside with this unwavering confidence you had in both yourself and us, that led us towards, well, to the top of the world. That may be true, but I believe the principle stays the same. And that, my friend, is why I'm here. I mean, we did make a vow to each other, remember? No matter where we are, where we would be, we'd always be there for each other. Even from beyond the grave. If only the others could see you right now. I'd be willing to bet they'd be furious if they all saw you like this. No, you idiot. They'd be mad about the fact that you feel guilty for what happened to us. You do realize it wasn't your fault, you know. And don't you think for a second that I talked any of them into doing what we did. Each and every person who fought that day fought willingly. Know that it was their choice and theirs alone. And trust me when I say that we went into that battle with every intention of coming back. But we then realized that what we were up against was a faction of the Ars Goetia. And it was then that we knew that we had to lay it all on the line in order to buy you some time to escape. Why? Isn't it obvious? You were too important to lose. More than any of us. Yes, you could have stayed and fought, but there was no guarantee that you would survive. You can replace a warrior, but never a leader. If you had died at that time, humanity would have stood no chance against the Demon King. And you knew that, didn't you? Then why all this nonsense and wallowing in the past? And I'm here now to tell you that you had no fault in doing so. You had no choice, and neither did we. If that's what you think, then it hurts. It hurts to think that you thought so lowly of us. Do you really believe that we would curse you for leading us towards our deaths that day? Then why this weakness? Why now of all times? Why now, at a time when humanity needs you the most? Because the person I knew would have carried on. Because they knew that second-guessing the path that they took would have been the greatest disrespect to the people who gave their lives for this cause. I'm sorry, but you don't have time to look back on the memories of the past and the mistakes that you've made. You can't afford it. Not now. Then move forward. If anything, don't stop moving. You have a strength that no one I have seen possesses. A type of compassion that I see in no one else but you. A bravery only present in those who choose to run straight into hell in the hopes of a brighter future. You've gone this far, so please. You owe it not only to yourself, but to those who put their trust in you to keep going. Then trust in us. Trust in those who believe you. You shouldn't burden yourself with this notion that if you do it alone, as long as only you suffer, everything will be fine. Because if you do that, then you're no better than those demons. Why? Because only demons think selfishly, dumbass. And besides, the fact that we're having this conversation now only proves that people still believe in you. Because if people have lost faith in you, then you wouldn't be here now, right? There are those who still have faith. And I think then you haven't realized that yet. That there are people willing to share this burden, and that you never even had to do it alone. You just haven't realized, you have to realize, that you were never fighting this on your lonesome. Because if you were, we would have never stood a chance. It just this reminds me of when I was giving you a pep talk during the same exact moment during our first campaign when this whole thing started. Despite not knowing what this would turn into, we still managed to pull through, didn't we? You gave us the strength to carry on when everything seemed hopeless. And if I were given a chance to live my life all over again and to change this life that I have lived, I wouldn't. No, don't thank me yet. You still have work to do. Thank me. Thank me when we win. Alright? Ever so clever with those jokes of yours. But always so flat on the delivery. Me as well. Although, I may not be too sure as to why or how this is happening. All I can say is that this definitely has to be fate. All I wish is that I wish I were here to see this through to the end. But I guess I've entrusted that to you now, haven't I? Live long. And don't give up just yet. Okay? And you as well. Always remember that there are others who care. And others who will always be there to help you, even when everything seems hopeless. Alright? Now, rest. The sun's coming up. It was nice seeing you again, old friend.